All right, here is some help with quiz 1.04. Here we've got point B is the midpoint of AC. AB is 3x and AC is 5x plus 21. What is AB? So this is similar to question number 1 on the quiz. I like to draw a picture, and so there's a couple things you need to make note of. We've got a segment AC, so AC, and then they say that B is the midpoint. Now that's important. They didn't say between, they just said a midpoint. So midpoint means it's in the middle. So that tells us that segment AB is going to be equal to segment BC. So that's what these little tick marks show you, that those two are congruent. AB is 3x. They give us that. They also give us AC. This whole segment is 5x plus 21. So we know if these two are congruent, well, this one has to be 3x as well. So our segment addition postulate that we learned in this unit says that AB plus BC is equal to AC. So if we add 3x plus 3x, 3x plus 3x, we're going to get the whole, which is 5x plus 21. And now we simply solve this equation. We add our like terms. 3x and 3x gives us 6x. And then we've got to get our x's on one side. So if we subtract 5x from both sides, that gives us x over here is 21. Now be careful. 21 is not your answer. They want what is segment AB. So we have to substitute 21 into x. So 3 times 21, the final answer is 63. Now the second one on the quiz asks you for the length of a segment. So make sure there again, I think they gave you a picture in this one. So remember what they're asking. They want the whole segment BC. They've given you this one here, DC. So we can just look at this and say, oh, these two are congruent, so this has to be the same. This has to be 7 as well. Now, let's say they had given you BC as 14. Then you know that BD plus DC is going to be BC. If we know BC is 14 and these two are congruent, we can simply divide by 2 to get 7. The next one on the quiz is going to ask you the distance between 2 points, and they give you a number line. So the easiest way to do this, I think, is simply to subtract your distances. So we've got point A is at -3, and if we subtract point B, which is at +5, then we're given a -8. And remember, length or distance, you have to take the absolute value. So the absolute value of -8 is 8 because our distance has to be positive. So the other thing, you can kind of check yourself, if you just add these, this is a short number line here. We've got 1, 2, 3 to get to 0, right? And then we've got 5 to get here, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So subtract, make sure you take the absolute value. The next one on the quiz is actually just going to ask you which segments are the same length. So remember, the distance between 2 points is also the length of that segment. And so you simply need to find the lengths and find which two are equal. And the last one on the quiz this is an example of one of those. T is between points P and B. They give you PT and they give you TB. Now this one is different than the first one. Notice it just says it's between these 2 points. So it doesn't say it's a midpoint, but they do give you these. So PT is 8 and TB is 25. So we know that it's not in the middle. T is going to be somewhere here. And we know that this segment is 8 and this segment is 25. And so if we want the entire segment, the segment addition postulate tells us that PT is equal, got ahead of myself. PT plus TB is going to equal BP, or PB. And so if we add these two segments together, we're going to get the whole, which is 33. Hope this helps.